Kandahar airfield's the staging post for the war in Afghanistan. Hundreds of troops from 28 different nations and thousands of tons of supplies are dropped to the front line every day. The workhorse of the operation is the RAF's C-130 Hercules. It's nicknamed the Fat Albert. The Herc crew fly their missions at night, so at 2 in the afternoon, they're just waking up.
Didn't sleep that well, actually.
They fly at night to protect themselves from enemy fire.
Morning.
Morning.
Where's the afternoon? Something like that, yeah.
This is breakfast.
28-year-old pilot Chris Phillips, better known as Chap, is on his 3rd tour of duty here and knows if his crew want to have a normal breakfast, they have to provide their own.
We never ever make any breakfast times here. We never normally make any of the food times, so we end up sort of supplying ourselves.
First time I came out here, the first week I lost a stone, because just hadn't really discovered how to scrounge food in the right place, sort of thing.
Tonight they're on a mission to drop supplies in Helmand province. First stop, the ops room.
Running is going to be 010.
The Army put request in, they need resupply, in this case water, food, fuel.
Chat, which is your pistol, mate?
Master airloader Paul Neal is in charge of getting all the kit together, including guns and ammo. They have to be ready to defend themselves if it all goes wrong.
Go and get it, yeah.
Next stop's catering. Paul's off to collect the crew's onboard meals. It's his job to keep everything running to schedule.
There's normally little delays, like there should be someone sat there waiting for us. There isn't, obviously. It might sound daft, as you could be delayed for picking up a bunch of sandwiches to delay the flight, but thank you very much. Basically, we got some fruit, some drinks, we get some milk. In there is some interesting cheese and ham. Somewhere in here is fruit juice. It doesn't matter whether we're getting airborne at 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon, we get the same rations.
Supplying the troops by road is treacherous. Since 2006, more than 200 civilian and military drivers have been killed when their vehicles were ambushed by the Taliban. So the Hercules is a safer alternative.
Believe it or not, the aircraft has a padlock on it with a key. It might be worth millions of pounds, but it's held security by a key. As in most things military, you have to sign for everything. Oh, should have got a pound. It's about climbing the bloody stairs.
Paul's got to make sure the Army Air Dispatch Squadron have loaded the pallets correctly. If a container gets stuck as it goes out the back, it could cause the plane to crash.
You get a slight nervous twinge every time the load's about to go, the green light comes on, the winch operates, and you wait for this load to start moving. Once it starts moving, you know it's going in the right direction. And if it jams, we're in a whole world of poo, basically. Hang on 1 second.
Tonight they're flying 50 miles to Sitting Bull, a combat zone in northern Helmand where ground troops are waiting for fresh water and rations. It's risky. In January 2005, a Herc was shot down by enemy fire, killing 10 airmen.
We have defensive systems to try and protect us from missiles, but there are inherent risks with what we do. That can't be avoided.
Chap, the pilot, always gives his Herc a quick once-over before taking off.
We're just making sure the aircraft is fit to fly, it's safe. The flare settings are correct, that the right flares are in the right positions in case we get engaged by a missile. That's a bit of a habit. I'll sign for her now, accept responsibility for her until we land, and then I sign her back into the engineers.
They're packed up and ready to go, but they've got a hard night ahead of them.
The potential issue is if we drop too far away. There is the risk that the guys, when they go out to pick them up, could take so long, insurgents could actually attack them.
You guys ready in the back?
Ready now, back, yeah.
That's the thing I think crews worry about the most. We want to get them as accurate as possible so there's a minimum issue on the ground picking them up.
Even at 10 in the evening, the runway can be as busy as Gatwick.
Get off the fucking runway. Alright, pause the aircraft gear up, please. Just going to pull back to you a little bit.
Next stop, Sitting Bull. It's 10 p.m. at Kandahar Air Base, a military town in the Afghan desert, home to 10,000 NATO troops who are having a break from the war outside. The cafes and sports facilities are busy with soldiers who are off duty. But 20,000 feet above enemy lines, a Hercules transport plane is on its way to drop 16 tons of food and water rations to the front line.
It is a very good night for gogs.
Speaking of gogs, my left eye's just gone.
Is that the gogs or is that just your eye?
Aha!
You get to a certain age and things stop working properly then.
Night vision goggles are an essential bit of kit, helping the pilots steer clear of mountains and valleys in the pitch darkness.
Some of these drop zones are very difficult terrain actually. Big wadi areas, very deep. So if you imagine if a one-ton container lands in that, it's a real pain to get it out.
Tonight, there's an added problem, a high wind. Chap uses a navigational aid to help him drop at the right spot. It's called a sonde and is designed to be parachuted out of the plane. As it falls, it sends back data on the wind's speed and direction. But it's not working.
Got nothing on the sondes.
At all?
No.
Unfortunately, it's not robust enough yet. It's great when it works, but it doesn't reliably work.
Nothing on the sondes again.
Well, yeah, turn it off.
I'll just try, go through it one more time, but I don't know why it's not working. Just don't get this machine sometimes.
Chap's now going to have to fly lower to make sure his cargo hits the target. As the Herc approaches the drop zone, Chap will bring the plane down to just a few thousand feet. And then open the cargo bay door. Each crate has a parachute attached to a cable. Chap needs to pull up at exactly the right moment, and gravity and wind do the rest.
The Hercules has been tried and tested all the way from the 50s in Vietnam through to today. Although actually quite a simple system, it really does work well.
What we're doing now is slowed the aircraft so we can descend quite steeply into the drop.
The drop zone's about the size of 2 football pitches, but when you're flying low at 150 miles an hour in complete darkness, hitting your target takes real skill.
15 seconds. Action stations.
Action stations.
Red on.
Red on.
We're straight 5, Crowbar.
Green on. Green on.
Green on, green on. Nice moving, nice moving.
Nice moving. Nice moving. Nice moving. Nice moving. Nice moving. No, it's gone. Red on. Red on. Right on.
Even without the help of the sonde, the containers hit the target area bang on. 16 tons of water and rations dispatched to grateful troops on the front line.
Ramp that door.
Roger, clip in the back.
Closing.
Now that's impressive.
Throttle, throttle.
Sir,
Check
we are not on
altitude.
purple 2 at this time.
To get out of the enemy's firing range, Chap climbs to 8,000 feet as fast as possible at a sharp angle. It's like being on a roller coaster.
Okay, we're above safety out, gents.
The Herc crew heads back to Kandahar. It's been a hard day's night.
16 loads were loaded and 16 loads came out the back of the airplane, and that's what we expected to do, and that's what we did.
We get it wrong sometimes. Maybe the drops aren't quite as close as we'd like them to be, but we are still providing them with something that would cost lives if they got it there by road.
It may be midnight, but the Herc crew want their dinner. The cafes and canteens are all shut, but they've planned ahead and have got 4 cold pizzas standing by on the runway.
For breakfast it was muesli, for lunch it's pizza, and then maybe we'll make breakfast for dinner.
The old Herc's been fitted with some surprising mod cons.
It's a microwave, just like at home.
It's a canteen first, and then occasionally do a bit of flying. He goes, Captain. Thank you very much, co-pilot. Oh, this is not up to my standard. Make it again.
As the Herc crew turn in for the night, the silence is broken. The Taliban have launched an attack on the base. A rocket's landed by the accommodation blocks.
There was a distinctive boom in the distance, sounded a few kilometres off. There was then a distinct whiz, it goes zzz. And then, you know, almost instantaneously there was a huge explosion.
The base is put on high alert. And there's news of people being injured by shrapnel.
I saw a guy crawling right here, and I didn't know it was, I knew he was hit, obviously, and I went over there, and I saw blood all over his pants, so I just started helping him out. Well, I hope he's okay, because by the looks of it, I mean, he was going to have a bad day.
It's the new base commander's job to coordinate the response team.
The aim of tonight is to find the people that launched the attack against us and arrest them.
The response team's based at JDOC, the Joint Defence Operations Centre.
Basically landed just about here. So if there's the road, it's just in there. There's 2 Bulgarians that were just up here. They caught some shrapnel, and there's blood all up the glass walls and on the floor around here.
The camp's medical advisor is Kev Mackey. When the airbase comes under attack, he liaises between the commander and the hospital.
If a rocket lands on top of you, you know, that'll basically vaporise you. The biggest damage comes from the shrapnel. These are military munitions designed to kill and maim. It's like being hit by a multiple amount of bullets. So if you're in the vicinity, you can be, you know, quite seriously injured.
Kev's heading for the hospital.
Initial reports don't sound that there's too many casualties, but we know from experience that initial reporting can be confusing. So I'm going in hoping that nobody's, God forbid, being killed, and that the injuries are relatively minor. So we'll go and see what they say.
The military police are patrolling the camp.
Guys, do me a favour, if you've got the lids on, all right, you need to put them on. Thank you.
Even the police chief, John Hipkins, is making sure everyone's wearing their body armour.
I obviously can't go into too many details, but it is a relatively regular occurrence here. It's probably not quite as bad as it is in Iraq. But it's an area weapon, you know, you don't know where they're going to come in, when they're going to come in, and it's really pot luck.
The response team has scrambled US Banshee helicopters to hunt down the perpetrators.
The helicopters have tracked 3 vehicles from roughly the point at which the rockets were launched. We don't know whether there are people inside those vehicles, whether people responsible.
The 3 suspect vehicles are heading for Morgan Ketcher, a village 7 miles away that's a known trouble spot. US Marines in the Banshees are pursuing them, supported on the ground by the RAF regiment. Sergeant Bennett Jones and his lads from A-Flight are on a routine patrol. They've just been told about the rocket attack on the base.
Give me a flare quickly.
Jonesy needs to signal his men to regroup. They could be called on any minute to join the chase.
That's not incoming, mate.
Their mates in B-Flight are outside the wire too. They've spotted a suspect vehicle and get straight on the radio to report it back to JDOC.
I've got eyes on the vehicles. I want to engage it with the 50s. Can they over? Roger, wait.
B-flight, I've got eyes on a wagon coming away from the point of origin site, which is where the rocket was launched from. Basically, they're getting permission to fire on that wagon, but they've got to wait for it.
What's going on? Fucking 6 were up on the net, man. What's it good? We've got eyes on the vehicle.
Roger, have you got description of the vehicle?
Fucking shoot it!
Oh, mate.
Under the rules of engagement, JDOC needs to be convinced they're not giving the order to fire on innocent civilians. By the time they're told they've got the right men, B-Flight's lost sight of the vehicles.
However, we have now lost them over.
Oh, fuck off.
Roger. We are tracking on J-Lens and Eagle Assault are aware over.
Back at JDOC, the chase is still on.
They saw the firing, they PID'd the vehicles, they lost PID of the vehicles. They were in 50 cal range, but you know, by the time I said, you know, by the time we clarified whether they had POD or not, and they got 290, they were outside of range. They still got them on J-Lens.
The J-Lens is an advanced camera that's set up in a secret location on the base. It can see miles into the distance, even in the pitch black. This means the commanders can literally watch the action from 7 miles away.
Now got oversight over the area of operations. The village is the light grey piece at the bottom there. The aircraft, which is the black dot you can see, which is now tracking. It's great. This is NATO in action at the cutting edge. It's really good stuff.
The vehicles have been tracked to 3 different houses in the village. 2 have been searched and given the all clear, but there's still 1 house to go.
If we can focus to that compound, we're in a world of happiness, all right? It's precisely what we're trying to do is cue them onto something specific.
The search in the village continues, and Mark closely follows their progress.
We've now got bucket loads of troops going into there. You know, it's a picture that they don't want to occur in their village. The local Afghanis don't want anything to do with these people. All they bring is bad news.
The base is still on full alert, and policeman John Hipkins is still on patrol.
Good. Fellas, do me a favour. Don't be standing there or sitting there in the middle of the rocket attack alarm. For some obscure reason, it's always your hut, OK? You need to go and find yourself a blast wall, please. Thank you very much. And if you've got your lids, you've got your body armour, they need to be on your body. Good timing. And another rocket attack down.
In the village, the hunt's over.
The final compound we searched was the one to the south. 4 males associated with the activity at the point of origin. All have been biometrically scanned. That record will be held by us now.
Unfortunately, there wasn't enough evidence to arrest them.
That's as good as it gets without finding somebody. And next time.
The rockets left a hole only a couple of inches deep, but it's the shrapnel that's deadly. Kev's just been to see the 2 Bulgarian soldiers who've been hurt.
The injuries are requiring surgery, so the guys will have to be medevaced out of here at some point. You know, that's the end of their war, if you like, and the start of the rehab, the long rehab back. 2 casualties when there's been a direct rocket attack quite near to accommodation. That's, you know, somebody's on our side, I think.
Last night on Kandahar Air Base, there was a rocket attack. The 2 Bulgarian soldiers who were injured are being flown home. Before the rocket hit, the base commander, Andy Fryer, was chatting to his family over the internet.
Although my wife was aware that Kandahar does take the occasional rocket attack, I'd really downplayed it and I hadn't told the children at all. I was talking to them and we had an attack, and despite having decided not to tell them about it, it was really a bit difficult when the siren's going off in the background, and of course
I suddenly dropped to the floor, but they're left wondering what on earth's going on. There was an enormous bang as well, because the rocket landed relatively close to where I was. Even though it's not nice to know that your husband or your father is in a situation like that, I think it's better than not knowing.
Andy's in charge of protecting everyone on base. His predecessors made sure there were concrete blast walls between all the buildings to protect people from shrapnel injuries. And now Andy wants to make sure the temporary accommodation tents are safer.
Oh yes, absolutely, yes.
The first one's just been finished, so he's come to have a look.
Well, this is a big improvement.
It's not ideal, but the pens will give the soldiers some protection from shrapnel.
Well, as you can see, we've got the new walls here, which are essentially plywood with sand filling them. Each of these boxes will house 10 people. Really, they're very well protected in here, unless they're unlucky enough to get a rocket into this box. So if we had a rocket attack on this tent now, for example, instead of there being 100 people who are at risk from the frag, then actually we'd be down to a maximum of 10.
Kev Mackey, NATO's medical advisor on the base, is off to visit the hospital to carry out an inspection.
The main two strands of my job is firstly to make sure that the soldiers here who do get injured get the best quality of care. The second part of my job is preventive medicine, and that really is just making sure that the soldiers don't get poorly because of some oversight on our part, whether that be with the food or the water.
Kev's been in the medical profession for 25 years.
I'm a nurse, registered nurse. Joined the Air Force in 1990, and I'd worked out in Civvy Street before that. Obviously, my clinical background is brought to the fore here when I've got to give advice on various things.
Pretty good, sir.
Yeah, you're busy?
Good. Yeah, reasonably.
Yeah, you just had somebody in, I gather, so...
Yeah, we had another Afghan with a car accident that we're taking care of.
Oh, car accident, oh, blimey. And if I tell you the moment when I decided to be a nurse, that's galvanised the rest of my life, really. And I was 14. My father was taken into hospital with a suspected heart attack. I saw my dad strapped up to these wires. Didn't really know what to think, my dad being a real hero of mine. And I can still vividly remember this. This doctor came out of coronary care, spoke to me and Mum, but he looked me in the eye and said, "Your father's going to be okay. And now come in and see him, just be his son." And I went in to see Dad. I said, "Who's that man?" And he said, "That's the nurse." You know, it shaped everything else I did.
Okay, sweetie.
I guess it is a calling. You couldn't say it was anything else. I'm Kevin Mackey, the medical advisor.
Lieutenant Tim Lund. I'm one of
How do you do, Tim?
operating organizers.
And when I retire from the Air Force, I want to go back and work as an old staff nurse in coronary care or something, just to keep my hand in.
Today, Kev's planning to do something a bit different. It means leaving the base for the first time.
This morning we're off to a little village to the south of here to do what they call medical outreach. It means going outside the wire there, so I've got to take a few bits of kit with it I wouldn't normally be getting ready. So the manky bananas go in there, and probably be even mankier by the time I get to eat them. I filled my Camelback this morning, first time I've had to use it.
And something nurses normally wouldn't carry, an SA-80 5.56mm rifle.
Hopefully won't have to use it, but if I do, I've got 120 rounds of ammunition. I'm quite excited to be going out and seeing the real Afghanistan. I'm a bit nervous, obviously got a wife and family at home. I don't want to put myself in any danger, but the amount of guys I'm taking with me from a force protection angle, if I have to fire this weapon, we're in serious stuck.
Kevin and the medical team are going to be looked after by the RAF regiment, led by squadron leader Nick Vrumans.
We're doing this thing for the first time. We're taking out some people who've been kind enough to come out with us and do some medical work with these people.
Nick is an Aussie. He's an attachment from the Australian Air Force.
I just want you to relax with it today. There could be some screw arounds because we want to change things. We're not quite sure how we want it to work.
Jonesy's his number 2.
Okay, the main one we're concentrating on today is it's quite well off village, quite well populated.
They're actually doing quite well there at the moment. Me and the squadron leader went there last time. We did a drop-off with some aid for them, and they were quite happy there, weren't they? There was one in the south that was a bit anti, we didn't like. Afraid, stop laughing.
Any trip outside the wire is dangerous, but the regiment will always put their own safety second.
When it comes to close personal protection, if something does happen, we'll grab the medics and we'll do close personal protection for you guys, all right? Whilst these guys are getting on with, dealing with what they're supposed to be dealing with. Try not to shoot you in the back.
Kev's taking a doctor with him to help treat the Afghans, who's not what they might expect.
I'm taking the delightful French doctor, Dr. Elena Kerun, and her driver, Nicolas. So if we come across any ladies in the village that want to have a chat with a doctor, we've got a female doctor and a female escort, and that's possibly more palatable than just a load of hairy blokes going in there.
Today. Yeah.
The medical team is put into separate vehicles.
Yeah, I think so.
Each of them has at least 3 regiment soldiers for protection. Elena's with young gunner Nathan Choules, and he doesn't look too unhappy about it.
All right.
On the journey, the regiment will be looking out for roadside bombs and suicide bombers.
I'm quite confident in their drills. The bad guys trying to, change the way they do business. They're employing motorcycles. They'll be packed with explosives. But the guys keep an eye out for that. If they see a motorbike on the road, they'll just try and not allow it anywhere near us.
Medical advisor Kev Mackey has left the security of Kandahar Air Base to bring aid to a local village. He's got the RAF regiment watching his back.
I've got immense faith in the guys that are taking us out there, so I think my job is to just lay low and just listen and hear what's going on around me.
It's a hot and dusty journey.
Standing up on the top there, and it was taking most of my effort to actually keep balanced without falling back into the Land Rover. So it was good fun.
Kev has brought French doctor Elena Kerun to treat any sick villagers.
Seems to have many chickens.
Yeah. See, they put the tape around because the locals won't come inside unless they're invited. And it'll be good for you because it means you won't be mobbed. You can have one person at a time, have an interpreter with you.
The interpreter's sent to meet the village elders to find out if they'd like their people to see Dr. Elena. And they jump at the chance.
Okay. This is Doctor? Doctor?
Elena.
Elena. Okay. This is the head man. He's got kids lined up first, right, and then we'll look at some women later on. And there's a few other men here that need looking at as well.
Okay.
Dr. Elena's brought a trunk full of medical supplies, and she's going to need it.
Elena's sort of leapt in there and is doing the doctor thing.
The average life expectancy of an Afghan is 42 years. And the child mortality rate here is one of the highest in the world.
Just taking a note of their names, what she's done for them and what the ailments are, so that we can keep records for that for the future.
1 in 5 Afghan children die before their 5th birthday.
Sad to see 16, 18 months old, half the size he should be. And just for the want of a bit of, simple nutrition, he could be running around with the other kids, I guess.
What's up?
Come back.
What?
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and copy it. Everything you say.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Oi. Pop a cocky though, they'll always push it.
And it is sad, and this is multiplied hundreds and thousands of times. We could go to every village and see children just like him.
Afghanistan has also got one of the highest rates of preventable blindness. Elena's next little patient has got an eye infection.
He has this for a long time, for since his birth. A disease caused by flies, and because of problem to clean the face. And so many people have this disease, and they should wash their hands, have proper water, but it's very difficult here. It's a big problem in the country.
We've just given him some antibacterial drugs today and some eye drops, and he could be, better in a week. That's really quite good.
And the RAF regiment lads feel it's worthwhile too.
Can help, you can help, can't you? That's all right.
I think it's good doing all the med stuff and the aids and that.
Can I see the knee?
A village elder wants his leg checked. But he can't believe his eyes as he comes face to face with a woman doctor.
He asked,
yes.
She is a girl or boy? I said she is a girl.
Yes, I'm a girl.
Because he have a problem with it.
Oh, okay.
This
Yes.
is the main problem.
Okay. Yes, I'm a woman.
As a khazama.
French woman.
Yeah, you are small, but other people is big.
No, I'm big.
Now she's treated the men of the village, Elena can visit the women.
Because of the sensitivity of treating ladies in this culture, we've assembled them in a hut over the road there, and Elena's going to go and just have a quick word with them, see if there's any, common ailments.
This trip isn't just about helping the people of Afghanistan, it's about winning them over.
If that means tomorrow they see some bad guys coming through and setting some stuff up to, launch an attack, and they tell us because they see us as being the good guys, then, as far as I'm concerned, that's a positive outcome.
The village women gave Elena as warm a welcome as the men.
It was well. But it should be great to do it more often.
Then the RAF regiment lads give the children an extra treat.
We're giving them some sweets.
Just throw them. Throw them.
We'll talk when we get back. Things happen if you wait around too long. Okay? So we'll see you when we get back.
Okay, good work.
Okay.
Nice one.
Bye-bye.
The convoy heads back to base, and Kev's pretty pleased with his first trip into the real Afghanistan.
That was a success. We got straight out there, got the village elder on side, and we saw about 16 patients throughout the whole thing, so that was pretty good.
Elena, thank you very much for coming out. It was very successful. Thank you very much. That was really good. Now, if you're back in Australia now, we go and have a beer, okay? We go straight to have a beer because that was great.
We gave some very, very simple medications that you can mostly buy over the counter, really, in the UK.